Dear students, today in this video lecture we are going to talk about gametogenesis. Gametogenesis is the first step which occur in the process of reproduction, that is the sexual reproduction, either plants or in animals. The first steps which must be occur properly is gametogenesis. Now, what is gametogenesis? Gametogenesis means production of gametes. Gametogenesis means production of male gametes. Gametogenesis means formation of production of development of female gametes. Now, what are the organs which is responsible to produce gametes? Gametes forming organ in flowering plants are known as stamen and pistil. Stamen is the male gamete producing organ and gynoecium, that is the pistil, is female gamete producing organ. So male and female gametes producing organs are present in a flower. Now clear up to here? Now what is flower? Flower is the reproductive structure of a flowering plant where all processes of reproduction occur. Flower have male and female reproductive organ, male gamete forming organ and female gamete forming organ. If male and female gamete producing organs are present in a same flower, then flower is known as bisexual flower. If either of the male or female gamete forming organ is present in an individual flower, then flower will be said as unisexual flower. Unisexual flower means flower having only one gamete forming organ, that is the either male gamete forming organ or female gamete forming organ. So flower is of two types. Now you feel clear up to here, I think. Now come on the gametogenesis. What is gametogenesis? Gametogenesis is a biological process in which gametes are produced. In flowering plants, gametes are produced in male and female reproductive organs. Male reproductive organ is known as a stamen and female reproductive organ is known as pistil. You can see in this figure male and female reproductive organs are given with different anatomical parts of these. A stamen have two parts, an anther and a style. Anther is the part of male reproductive organ where a sporogenesis, microsporogenesis, that is the production of pollen grain occur, and pistil is the structure in which ovule is present. In this ovule, that is the embryo sac, there is the production of egg cell, and the production of egg cell is known as megasporogenesis. Megasporogenesis means production of female reproductive gamete, female gamete. So, there are two types of gametogenesis in flowering plants. One is known as microasporogenesis. Microasporogenesis means production of microspore, that is the production of what? Pollen grain. Pollen grain contain male gametes. Now, how this pollen grain is produced? What type of cells are responsible to produce pollen grain? You know, gametogenesis involve meiotic cell division, and meiotic cell division is a special type of cell division in which reduction division occur, resulting into reduction of the ploidy level of chromosome, that is the from diploid number of chromosome to haploid number of chromosome, and pollen and gamete producing progenitor cell is involved in the production of gametes. Now, what is microsporogenesis? Microsporogenesis is the process in which pollen grains are produced. Pollen grains are produced from sporogenous tissue. You can see in this figure there is the sporogenous tissue which is present in tapetum. Tapetum is the histological structure which is present inside the anther. Inside the anther, you know, anther is what? Anther is the part of male reproductive organ where gametogenesis occur, that is the microasporogenesis occur. If you take a TS, that is the transverse section of an anther, then you can find this anatomical region in this transverse section of anther. The outer layer is known as epidermis, thereafter endothecium, and the inner layer is known as the middle layer, and after middle layer there is a tapetum. In tapetum, sporogenous tissues are present, and sporogenous tissue act as a germ cell. You know, there are two types of cell. One is germ cell, second one is somatic cell. Germ cells are are those type of cells which has genetic and genetic and biochemical potential to produce gametes. So germ cells are gamete producing cell. What are germ cells? Germ cells are gamete producing cells, and somatic cells are vegetative cells which take part in growth and development. But germ cells are such a type of cells which produced gamete. Now, here in the case of this microsporogenesis, which type of cells will take part in this process? Answer will be a sporogenous tissue, because this sporogenous tissue contain microspore tetrad, which is responsible to differentiate into pollen grains. So, pollen grains are produced from sporogenous tissue. That is, the sporogenous tissue are arranged in a group of four cells which is known as microspore tetrad. Microspore tetrad means group of four cells. Tetrad means four. A group of four cells is known as microspore tetrad. Now this microspore tetrad is known as pollen mother cell. That is also known as microspore mother cell. Microspore mother cells are present in tapetum. So questions are always asked कि where microspore mother cells are present, answer will be in tapetum. What is tapetum? Tapetum is a histological site, an anatomical niche of anther in which microspore mother cells are present. Now, what is the ploidy level? That is the level of number of chromosomes, haploid or diploid or triploid. What is the ploidy level of microspore mother cell? Answer will be what? The diploidy. Microspore pollen mother cells, that is the microspore mother cell or pollen mother cell, is a diploid cell which undergo meiotic cell division, that is the meiosis, and as a result of meiosis, four pollen grains are produced. Now, clear up to here what I am saying? Pollen mother cells are present in a tapetum. Where it is present, pollen mother cells, that is the pollen grain producing cells, are present in where? In tapetum. And tapetum is an anatomical niche of anther. If you take a section of anther, you can find tapetum very inside of the anther. So now I think you understand this tapetum. What is tapetum? Tapetum, I am repeatedly saying this term because this question are asked always. So you must remember tapetum and microspore mother cells and sporogenous tissue. This microspore mother cell or pollen mother cell produce what? Pollen grain. The ploidy level of microspore mother cell or PMC, that is the pollen mother cell, will be what? Diploid. And after meiosis, the pollen grains are produced. Now, what will be the ploidy level of a pollen grain? It will be haploid because this is a gamete, this is a mature gamete, and a gamete always contain haploid number of chromosomes. Now you have a pollen grain which is mature, you are seeing, you are looking in this figure, this pollen grain has an outer rigid cover which is known as exine. This is very rigid, and this exine also contain a very hard layer of biomolecules which is known as sporopollenin. Sporopollenin is one of the most resistant organic compound known. There is no enzyme which can degrade this sporopollenin, but this layering of sporopollenin is absent at the place of where? Germ pore. There is a site where is germ pore is located. So at germ pore there is no layering of sporopollenin. Now clear up to here. This is the this is a mature pollen grain. This is a male gamete which is surrounded by a very hard covering known as exine thereafter. and intine is present. Intine is the inner layer, exine is the outer rigid layer, and there is two types of cells in this pollen grain. One is known as vegetative cell, second one is known as generative cell. Generative cell is responsible for fertilization. This generative cell act as gamete. Now, you you must aware of this pollen grain. A mature pollen grain is what? A mature pollen grain contain two types of cell, which is known as vegetative cell and generative cell. Now come on this Megasporogenesis. What is megasporogenesis? Megasporogenesis is the production of megaspore, and in the similar fashion as Microasporogenesis occur, here also meiosis involved, and megaspore mother cell has 2n number of chromosomes. That is the ploidy level of megaspore mother cell is diploid. Is it not haploid or triploid or tetraploid? Megaspore mother cell is haploid, diploid. That is the ploidy level of first meiotic division. Thereafter second meiotic division, 4 haploid daughter cell will be produced. Now this will matured into megaspore. Megaspore again undergo mitosis, and there will be production of an embryo sac which contain 7 cell but 8 nucleus. So this embryo sac contain 8 nucleated 7 cell. So this question is always asked. The cellular format of this embryo sac. What is this? This embryo sac is a format in which 7 cells are present. First 3 group is known as antipodal cells, and second group of 3 cells is known as synergids plus egg cell, and there is a central cell which contain 2 nucleus. So this is the format of embryo sac, and this results from Megasporogenesis. Megasporogenesis involve meiosis, and as a result of megasporogenesis, that is, as a result of megasporogenesis, four haploid daughter cells are produced, and 3 of them are degenerated. Only cell one cell is going going in mitosis, and as a result of mitosis 7 celled 8 nucleated embryo sac is produced. Now clear up to here? So this is the uh, this is the uh, production of male and female gamete, in which female gamete has some extra step. This is the that is the arrangement of these cells in where, that is the inside the embryo sac. You can see in this figure embryo sacs contain antipodals central nuclei. There is the 2 central nuclei in a central cell, and there is one egg cell and two synergid cells. This is the format of an embryo sac which will be used in for double fertilization. You can understand in very clearly in the lecture of double fertilization. So this was all about gametogenesis. What is gametogenesis? Gametogenesis is the production of male and female gametes. Male gamete forming mechanism and process is known as microasporogenesis, and female gamete forming process and mechanism is known as megasporogenesis. As a result of microasporogenesis, pollen grain is produced, and as a result of megasporogenesis, egg cells as well as embryo sac is produced. Now I think you must clear your concept from this video. Thanks for watching this video.